Hold up. Nobody expected this moment to happen on camera. The room was already tense, but the second Boosie Badazz stepped up to Kodak Black, you could feel the energy shift instantly. What started as a normal link-up quickly turned into something way more serious. Cameras were rolling, people were watching, and suddenly Boosie had something to say that caught everyone off guard. Witnesses say Kodak looked surprised when Boosie confronted him face-to-face. No filters, no backstage talk, just a raw moment right there in front of everyone. The tone changed fast, and the conversation got heated as both sides stood their ground. Fans online are already debating what really sparked the tension and whether this moment could turn into the next big rap beef. Was this just a misunderstanding caught on camera, or the beginning of something bigger in the hip-hop world? Because when two outspoken artists like Boosie and Kodak cross paths like this, things can escalate quickly. Social media is already exploding with reactions, with some people saying Boosie was keeping it real, while others think Kodak was completely blindsided. And here's the craziest part, this wasn't some rumor or behind-the-scenes story. This happened right in front of the cameras, and the moment is now spreading everywhere online. The question everyone is asking now is simple. Was this a warning, a real confrontation, or the start of a brand new rap feud that nobody saw coming? The tension in the air didn't fade, it only got heavier. The moment Boosie Badazz stepped closer to Kodak Black, everyone around them could feel it. Phones were up, whispers started spreading through the crowd, and suddenly what looked like a regular moment turned into something way bigger. Boosie stared directly at Kodak, the kind of stare that sends a message without even saying a word. For a second, it felt like the entire room froze. No music, no jokes, no laughing, just pure tension. And when Boosie finally started talking, the tone in his voice made it clear, this wasn't friendly conversation. Kodak didn't step back though. If anything, he held his ground. He looked straight at Boosie, calm but serious, like he already knew something like this might happen. That's when people around them started realizing this might not be random at all. Because if you've been paying attention to the rap world lately, you know things have been heating up. Little comments here, subtle shade there, and rumors floating around about behind-the-scenes tension. And when two big personalities like Boosie and Kodak end up face-to-face, it doesn't take much for things to explode. Some people nearby tried to laugh it off at first, thinking it was just playful energy. But the expressions on both rappers' faces said something completely different. Boosie looked like he had something to get off his chest, something that had been bothering him for a while. He leaned in a little closer, speaking with that serious tone fans recognize from his interviews and live streams. The kind of tone that tells you he's not playing around. And Kodak? He stayed quiet for a moment, watching Boosie carefully, almost like he was measuring every word being said. That silence only made the moment more intense. People started stepping closer, trying to hear what was being said. Others backed up slightly, sensing the situation might get out of control at any second. And the craziest part is that cameras were still rolling, capturing every second of it. One person in the background even whispered, "This might go viral." And honestly, they weren't wrong. Because whenever rap legends and controversial voices collide like this, the internet doesn't stay quiet for long. Especially when one of those voices belongs to Boosie, someone who has never been afraid to speak his mind no matter who's standing in front of him. Over the years, Boosie has built a reputation for being brutally honest. Whether it's interviews, social media rants, or real-life confrontations, he's never been the type to hold anything back. And that's exactly why this moment felt so serious. Meanwhile, Kodak Black has his own reputation in the rap world. Unpredictable, outspoken, and never afraid of controversy. Fans know Kodak moves differently than most artists. He says what he feels, does what he wants, and rarely backs down from anyone. So when these two personalities ended up standing face-to-face, the situation was bound to feel explosive. At one point, Boosie reportedly gestured with his hand while speaking, emphasizing whatever point he was making. It wasn't aggressive, but it was intense enough to make everyone nearby pay attention. Kodak finally responded. Not loudly, not aggressively, but with a calm confidence that surprised some people watching. And that response seemed to make the moment even more serious. You could see Boosie pause for a second, almost like he was processing what Kodak had just said. The two locked eyes again, and for a brief moment, it felt like nobody else existed in the room. Just them. Two artists with strong personalities, standing in the middle of a moment that nobody expected. The crowd around them kept reacting quietly. Some fans were excited, others looked nervous, and a few people kept whispering that security might need to step in if things went too far. But surprisingly, nobody raised their voice. That's what made the moment even more powerful. It wasn't shouting or chaos. It was something deeper, the kind of tension where every word matters, every look means something, and every second feels like it could change everything. And the cameras kept rolling. One clip from the scene already started circulating online almost immediately. People who weren't even there began reacting to the footage, trying to figure out exactly what happened between the two rappers. Social media started lighting up. Fans began debating, was Boosie checking Kodak about something personal? Was this about something that happened behind the scenes? Or was it simply two strong personalities clashing in the heat of the moment? Some viewers even pointed out how calm Kodak looked during the confrontation. Others said Boosie's energy suggested he was trying to make a serious point. Either way, one thing became clear fast. This wasn't just another random celebrity interaction. This was the kind of moment that gets people talking across the entire rap community. Within minutes, people online were already choosing sides. Some fans supported Boosie, saying he's always been real and never afraid to confront someone directly. Others defended Kodak, praising him for staying composed instead of letting the situation escalate. And as more clips started appearing online, the mystery around the confrontation only grew. Because from the outside, it looked like something bigger might be brewing beneath the surface. Something fans hadn't fully seen yet. Back in the room, though, the moment eventually started cooling down. A few people stepped in casually, trying to shift the energy away from confrontation and back toward normal conversation. Boosie and Kodak slowly created a little distance between each other. But the atmosphere never completely returned to normal. Even after the conversation ended, you could still see people talking about what just happened. Some fans replayed the footage on their phones right there, analyzing every movement and every word. Because moments like this don't happen every day. Two major rap figures. One unexpected confrontation. And cameras capturing it all in real time. By the time the night was over, the footage had already begun spreading across social media platforms, blogs, and hip-hop discussion pages. And people everywhere were asking the same question. What really sparked this confrontation between Boosie and Kodak? Was it something personal? Something professional? Or just a misunderstanding that turned into a tense public moment? Right now, nobody knows the full story. But one thing is certain. This moment might just be the beginning. Because in the rap world, situations like this have a way of growing bigger once the internet gets involved. Fans dig deeper, rumors start spreading, and before you know it, a single moment can turn into a full-blown rap controversy. And if that happens, this confrontation could end up being remembered as the night things between Boosie and Kodak changed forever. But the real story behind this tense moment? That might be even crazier than anyone expected. And in the next part, the details start getting even more shocking. But the real story behind this tense moment might be even crazier than anyone expected. Because as the clips kept spreading online, people started digging deeper into what could have led to this face-to-face moment between Boosie Badazz and Kodak Black. And the more fans talked about it, the more questions started popping up. Some people believe this confrontation wasn't random at all. According to fans online, there have been small moments over the past few months where things felt slightly tense between the two. Nothing major, nothing headline level, but enough for sharp-eyed hip-hop followers to start connecting the dots. In the rap world, tension doesn't always start with a direct diss track. Sometimes it begins with subtle comments, interviews, or even things said during live streams. And when artists like Boosie and Kodak speak their minds publicly, fans tend to analyze every single word. So when the video of their tense encounter hit the internet, people immediately started revisiting old clips and interviews. Some fans pointed out that Boosie has always been vocal about respect in the rap industry. For him, loyalty and realness mean everything. Over the years, he's called out artists, celebrities, and even entire movements when he felt something wasn't right. Kodak, on the other hand, has built his reputation on being unpredictable. One day, he's dropping a heartfelt message. The next day, he's stirring controversy without even trying. That unpredictable energy is part of what makes him such a powerful presence in hip-hop. And when two strong personalities like that cross paths, things can get complicated fast. Meanwhile, the footage from the confrontation kept circulating across social media. Hip-hop blogs picked it up, reaction channels started breaking it down, and fans everywhere began forming their own theories. Some viewers said Boosie looked like he was trying to check Kodak about something serious. Others argued that Kodak's calm response showed he wasn't intimidated at all. But there was one detail in the video that really caught people's attention. Right before the conversation ended, both rappers seemed to exchange a few final words that weren't fully audible on camera. Whatever was said in that moment caused Boosie to pause briefly before stepping back. That tiny moment, only a few seconds long, became the most replayed part of the entire clip. Fans started slowing the video down, zooming in, even trying to read lips to figure out what Kodak might have said. Some people claimed Kodak fired back with a sharp comment. Others believed he simply clarified something that Boosie misunderstood. But the truth? Nobody outside that room knows for sure. And that mystery only made the situation bigger. Because in hip-hop culture, uncertainty fuels speculation. When fans don't have all the answers, the conversation grows even louder. Soon, popular hip-hop pages started asking their followers a simple question: who handled the situation better? The responses were split almost perfectly down the middle. Supporters of Boosie praised him for confronting the situation directly instead of talking behind someone's back. They said real artists handle issues face-to-face, not through social media posts. Meanwhile, Kodak's fans respected the way he stayed composed. Many viewers pointed out that he didn't raise his voice, didn't escalate the situation, and didn't appear shaken by the confrontation. To them, that calm reaction showed confidence. And as the debate grew, the clip continued spreading. More viewers discovered the footage. More reactions appeared online. More speculation filled comment sections. Some hip-hop analysts even started discussing whether this moment could eventually turn into a real rap rivalry. After all, the rap game has seen situations like this before. A tense moment caught on camera. Fans start debating. Then suddenly, diss tracks start appearing. Nobody knows if that will happen here. But history shows that even small confrontations can grow into major hip-hop stories once the internet gets involved. And right now, the internet is watching closely. Neither Boosie nor Kodak has fully addressed the confrontation publicly yet. That silence alone has made fans even more curious. Because if either rapper decides to speak out, things could get even more explosive. Imagine Boosie explaining exactly why he confronted Kodak. Or Kodak revealing what was really said in those final seconds of their conversation. Moments like that can shift the entire narrative. For now, though, fans are left with one unforgettable clip, a moment where two powerful voices in hip-hop stood face-to-face while cameras captured every second. And depending on what happens next, this confrontation could either fade away as a tense misunderstanding, or become the beginning of a much bigger story in the rap world. Because when personalities this strong collide, the aftermath is rarely quiet. Something tells me the rap community hasn't heard the last of this situation yet. And if either side decides to respond publicly, this entire situation could take a turn nobody saw coming. Because in hip-hop, moments like this rarely stay quiet for long. When tension appears between two outspoken artists like Boosie Badazz and Kodak Black, the story almost always grows bigger once fans and the internet get involved. After the video of their confrontation spread online, the reaction across social media was immediate. Hip-hop fans, bloggers, and reaction channels started analyzing every second of the clip. People weren't just watching the moment, they were trying to decode it. Some viewers focused on Boosie's body language. They said he looked serious, direct, and determined to make his point clear. Others focused on Kodak, pointing out how calm he stayed while being confronted face-to-face. And that contrast between the two personalities only made the moment more fascinating. Boosie has always been known for speaking his mind without hesitation. Over the years, he's built a reputation as one of the most outspoken voices in hip-hop culture. When something bothers him, he usually addresses it directly, and that's exactly what fans felt they were seeing in this confrontation. Kodak, meanwhile, has built his career on being unpredictable. One moment he's quiet and reflective, the next moment he's saying something that sets the entire internet on fire. That unpredictable energy is part of why fans follow him so closely. So when these two artists ended up standing face to face with tension in the air, it instantly became a moment people couldn't stop talking about. Within hours, the clip had already reached thousands of viewers online. Fans started debating what might happen next. Would Boosie address the situation in one of his famous Instagram live sessions? Would Kodak respond in his own way, maybe through music, maybe through social media? Because in the rap world, sometimes a confrontation like this doesn't end with words. Sometimes it becomes inspiration for lyrics, diss lines, or even full tracks aimed at each other. And that possibility is exactly what has fans watching closely right now. Some people believe the situation will cool down and disappear just as quickly as it appeared. After all, artists run into each other all the time in the industry. Sometimes tense moments happen, conversations occur, and both sides move on. But others think this could be the beginning of something bigger. Why? Because both Boosie and Kodak have strong fan bases that pay attention to everything they say and do. The moment fans sense tension between two artists, the conversation spreads fast, and sometimes that pressure alone pushes a situation further. Already, comment sections across hip-hop pages are filled with debates. Some fans say Boosie deserves respect for addressing things directly instead of talking behind the scenes. Others say Kodak handled the moment perfectly by staying calm and not letting the situation escalate. And then there are fans who think something deeper might still be going on behind the scenes, something the public hasn't heard yet. Because one thing about the rap industry is this: the full story rarely comes out immediately. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes weeks. Sometimes the truth only appears when someone finally decides to speak up. And right now, that's the biggest question surrounding this entire situation. Will either rapper break their silence? If Boosie decides to explain what led to that confrontation, fans could finally understand what sparked the tension in the first place. If Kodak chooses to respond, he might reveal what was said during those final seconds of their conversation, the moment that had everyone replaying the clip over and over again. Until then, the mystery remains. What started as a single unexpected encounter has now turned into one of the most talked about moments among hip-hop fans online. Two artists, one tense confrontation, and a viral clip that continues to spark debate. Whether this moment fades away or grows into something bigger depends entirely on what happens next. Because in hip-hop culture, silence can sometimes be just as powerful as words. Maybe both artists will simply move on and leave this moment in the past. Or maybe this was just the first chapter of a story that hasn't fully unfolded yet. Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: when names like Boosie Badazz and Kodak Black collide, the rap world always pays attention. And if anything new happens between them, you can be sure the entire internet will be watching. So now the big question is, what do you think really happened between Boosie Badazz and Kodak Black? Was this just a tense moment caught on camera, or do you think there's a deeper story behind this confrontation? Because in the rap world, moments like this can mean a lot more than what we see on the surface. Sometimes it's about respect. Sometimes it's about misunderstandings. And sometimes it's the beginning of something that could shake up the entire hip-hop community. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts down in the comments and tell me, do you think Boosie was right to confront Kodak face-to-face? Or do you think Kodak handled the situation perfectly by staying calm? And be honest, if this situation turns into a real rap beef, whose side are you on? Your opinion matters because the hip-hop community is built on conversations like this. Fans reacting, debating, and sharing their perspectives is what keeps the culture alive. Also, if you enjoy breaking down viral rap moments like this, make sure you hit that like button because it really helps the channel grow and lets more hip-hop fans discover these stories. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest rap news, drama, and behind-the-scenes stories from the hip-hop world. Trust me, if anything new happens between Boosie and Kodak, you're going to want to hear about it first. Until then, stay tuned because the rap game never stays quiet for long.